What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today, I think it's a nice 7-game slate, so pretty good size there for a Sunday. Joined as always here with Chris. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing pretty well. As always, I'm excited for the slate. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we have a good one.
Yeah. What would a good one entail?
Good results?
Takedown? Are you smelling a takedown?
No, probably not. That's pretty unrealistic, but
Oh
I mean,
my
just hoping for some good results here.
Unreal. Yeah, you always say that. Stacked against you. Odds are stacked against you. But yeah, welcome, guys. Good to see you guys in here. Chat's a little slow. Just see VN Jones, KJ in here. What's up, guys? Yeah, we're going to go through the slate here, 7 games, using the optimizer, our tool here, projections at dfscrunch.com. So if you want to follow along, you're a member, you can just watch, or if you want to figure out how to use the tool, you want to ask some questions about it, and you've never tried it before, there's a 3-day free trial for all new members, so you can check that out. You can cancel anytime before the 72nd hour, and you won't be charged at all. Next order of business, I think we have the giveaway today, Chris. Excuse me, do you want to talk about the giveaway?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing we always do. I don't even know if we should say it now. Like, everyone in here now already knows about it. Maybe we can say it later once more people join. But yeah, once we reach 30 likes, as always, we'll do the giveaway.
Yep. And then some success stuff. Discord here, I think we went over this one here. Turn and burn. GPP GOAT here, one of them. That was yesterday, though. I think we saw that one. But still super awesome there. Then we got Nick here after the show. This was NASCAR.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think it was Xfinity.
Yep. Did you play any?
Nope.
Okay. Solid results there. Got the hug here as well. What do you do? 6 lineups here. So $3, $9, $18 to what, like 40, 48, 50, almost 50. So that's awesome there. Jake Cool, Bull here. A win is a win. I'm with you there. Breaking even is still a win because then that means you can live for one more day, play another day. So that's always still a win when you're not losing your bankroll. So that's still good, especially if you're doing GPP, I think, or even cash. Mornick over here. NBA Showdown. Another one here. Do you want to go over this one, Chris?
Yeah, I think that this was the optimal actually. So yeah, I mean, good stuff, good results again here with the NBA optimal. I think DK has been performing a lot better recently. FanDuel, as always, lots of trains. If you're on the wrong side of the train, you don't do well. Usually, if you're on the right side of the train, you're splitting money. So kind of frustrating there, but DK has definitely been performing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of trains for sure. KJ here, NBA. This was not the optimal, I don't think, right? It has Rozier here. I don't think he was in there.
Yeah, he pivoted off. This was, I think, the second optimal. This was the optimal a bit earlier. It was just a 2v2, Desmond Bane and LeBron versus Rozier and Hayward. Rozier, went absolutely crazy. I think he had like 15 points in the last few minutes. Had the crazy game winner as well.
Yeah, that was
So
nice.
yeah, I still think the other side was better, like LeBron and Bane. I think that side, it just makes more sense. It was definitely the more chalky side. Didn't expect Bane to get like 7 fantasy points. That was pretty bad. He played enough minutes. They just got blown out very early. He didn't look too good. LeBron as well didn't look too good all night. He had a strong start, just didn't really do anything in the second half. Maybe got like 15 fantasy points. So definitely not good enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, this side definitely took the cake.
Yeah, I'm glad that LeBron didn't do that well, same as Hayward, because I had a big head-to-head against someone who had both of them. That was part of the 3v3, so they had those guys, and I think Bane was the other guy. So I'm glad they didn't do that well. But yeah, then we got some more Nick over here. He's all over the place today. NHL got the Enforcer, What other? Just Enforcer. Here's the cool name here. Tripled up. That's pretty cool. What did he do here? Tournament double ups. Tournament and double ups here. Not sure if that was. What is that? Is that first, second, third? Does DK do that thing that FanDuel does, where it looks like it's up there, but it's like actually like 2,000?
I think he was somewhere up there. I mean, he had 9 entries, finished with what, $85, so he was definitely up there. He's been doing some more 3-entry max stuff, so good to see he's sort of expanding from the optimal here.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. Oh yeah, it says right here, 4th. Missed that one. Got the good emojis there. Hockey net. I got Days here. I mean, he's super solid ever since we've met him. 450, 630, so that's awesome. 44, 107, 666, number the beast into 2100. That's awesome. This was 4th place here, so I mean, probably could have gone his way. Could have got first there. Anything goes, I think, when you're up there. Anything goes when you're up there. Could be like an empty net goal, could be, I don't know what it could be, Chris, in hockey, but could be a bad bounce, whatever it is. But yeah, 4th place there, so that's super solid. Maybe you want to talk about this one, Chris, a bit?
I mean, it's just a stack here. So LA, not sure what line, probably power play 1 with the Edmonton stack here. You have the defender and Barry, David and Nuge, of course, and then the goalie as well from Edmonton. So yeah, just solid stuff here. If you're looking into doing NHL, he's really a solid guy to study his lineups, if you're sort of looking into doing that.
Yeah, Nuge, that's a good one, Chris. His boy Espo here says ridiculous. T-Pro here, this is League of Legends here. Some strange player names here, but yeah, that's how I know it's League. No comment, I don't know League, so but yeah, awesome result there. T-Pro here again, some basketball, NBA, more NBA action, more League action, lots of action here. Let's go into the slate, Chris. 7 games here. Actually, see some chat here. I got Hasty in here as well. Who else we got? Rondo, VN Jones. I don't know how to say that first one, Chris. Do you know the other Jones?
Bo Jones.
Bo Jones?
We have VN Jones. We have Bo Jones now.
Yeah, we also have like a few kings. We got like Henry King. Got some other king.
Royal King.
Yeah, Royal King as well. 7 games here, Chris. What's the major news we have today so far of guys being out and sort of changing our interest today in which teams to target?
So we have like similar to usual. KD obviously out. Drew Holiday, D'Lo. I don't think there's too many injuries here tonight. Like too many new ones. Kyle Lowry's doubtful. Holmes and Barnes from the Kings are both questionable, just like yesterday. Same as Glenn Robinson. We have DeLon Wright missing 2 weeks. Yeah, he's missing 2 weeks with a groin injury. So Dennis Smith Jr. is going to have some popularity. I think he's more of a DK play. I kind of prefer MCW over TSJ right now. Maybe that'll change if we get news that Dennis Smith is starting, but we'll have to wait on that. And obviously the Drummond thing as well, still out.
Steph Curry was also missing last night. Put him on a milk carton. Had the tummy ache. Him and Seth, tummy aches. Someone's definitely cooking something in the household at the family get-togethers. Not going to say who it is, but I think something's going on there with the cooking. Vian Jones here says Cousins joining Drummond and Blake on the sit until traded or released list.
I think they actually said he's going to play tomorrow. And then now I just got a report that he's questionable. So kind of interesting stuff happening out in Houston.
Yeah, I feel worse about Drummond, though. He's such a stud. Like he needs to play. We need to unleash Drummond, free Drummond, put him in Toronto or something. Cody in here says, let's get it. Let's get into it, Chris. First game up should be a good one here. Philadelphia, Toronto. Let's go over Philadelphia here. Ben Simmons, probable. Shake Milton, probable. And then projected starters, we have Benjamin Simmons, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. I was talking about this the other day, Chris. I was saying Seth Curry is one of those guys who's on my potential watch list. I mean, he is on my watch list. He's the guy that every time I play, he seems to bust. He had the tummy ache for me once. So I think last time we played him, he was pretty chalky. He ended up getting 10. But you said you should still, like you said, still a good play. There's guys that you might have that are like that, but you should still kind of stay level-headed and play them if they're in a good spot. Kind of trust the process here, trust like your system. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up to emphasize the fact that you should put more weight on your process than like your feelings there. But I mean, at the same time, if you have a, I don't know, gut feeling about someone, you can still make a take there. But yeah, who do you like here on the Sixers, Chris?
Yeah, so we're completely off of these value guys now. Seth Curry, Danny Green, don't need them anymore. Simmons probable, Shake Milton probable, so kind of gets rid of all the interest there for us. Like this team is healthy now, so and like all their guys are sort of priced fairly. If I'm gonna play one guy here, it's gonna be Joel Embiid. He's 10-9 on DraftKings, 11K on FanDuel. I think he's a good tournament option. Pretty good pivot off of Giannis. Good matchup here against Toronto, obviously. He's just been crushing it. So he's going to be my only guy here from the Sixers that I do have interest in. He's going to be tournament only for me. I prefer Jokic in cash games on FanDuel. Prefer spending down on DK and using Giannis as my spend up on DK. So not really finding myself landing on him in cash games, but I think in tournaments, Embiid makes a really good play here.
Okay. Let's go into Toronto then. I see some comments, actually, missed them. Vian Jones saying, how about my Wizards? How about them, Chris?
Did they win yesterday? I didn't see that game.
No, I didn't see that. That wasn't at home.
Yeah, they won the game.
Yeah, then we got, what else we got?
Westbrook's looking, he had a nice stat line yesterday. Is he looking better?
What did he drop fantasy-wise, 50?
Yeah, I think 52. I think he had like 27, 11, 13, 7 turnovers, but definitely looking a little better, I think.
Yeah. What else we got? Vian Jones says, still baffles me how y'all on Michael Carter-Williams. He's not good, especially for his price. What do you have to say about that one, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's good either, but I think obviously on DraftKings he's 5.5K. No interest there, but I think 4.5 on FanDuel is pretty interesting. Like, he went 5x last time, 5.4x for us, played 33 minutes. So I do think he's interesting, but there's a pivot to Dennis Smith Jr., like I said, on FanDuel for $100 more. And then on DK, obviously, Dennis Smith Jr. is only 4K, so he's looking like a lock there.
Okay, let's get into the best team in the NBA here, Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby, probable for them. Kyle Lowry, doubtful. Projected starters, Fred VanVleet, Norm Powell, OG, Siakam, and Baines. It just seemed to me, it seems like a matchup where Embiid could really go off here against the Raptors. But I mean, his price tag, I know we just went over them, but yeah, his price tag is a little bit high here. But I mean, he got that 90-point game. He's got crazy upside. We haven't just. I want to go back on it because I just wanted to talk about tournament plays that I like during the team breakdowns, game by game breakdowns. Yeah, Embiid to me definitely seems like one of those guys I would like in tournaments because looking at his ownership here, around 8% on DraftKings. What is it on FanDuel? 7%. So that's pretty low. Obviously, I think on FanDuel only one center, so if he does go off, that's pretty big for you. But yeah, he does seem like a guy that could do well against the Raptors. I think definitely something I'm interested in. But yeah, on Toronto, Chris, who do you like?
So we have the news that Lowry's doubtful, so we can assume that he's going to be out. So we do have interest in these guys again, mostly VanVleet and Siakam. VanVleet is still 8K on FanDuel. Really like that price tag a lot. Pretty tough matchup here against the Sixers. Usually don't like to target them. So he's not popping like crazy, but I still think he's a really good play here. He shot 4 for 20 last game, got 35 fantasy points. So he didn't really get there, but I mean, if he hits a few more shots, he definitely smashes his value in that game. And like I said, no price increase now. So still have a ton of interest in Fred VanVleet today on FanDuel. On DK as well, really, he's 8.2K. I think he's a solid play there also. Siakam is the other guy that's probably more DraftKings specific. He's 7.9K on DK compared to 8.9 on FanDuel. So if you're playing Siakam, I would do it on DK. I think he's a really solid play there. Cash games, tournaments, both of those formats. I'm good with him. We have where's he from? What country is he from?
Siakam?
Same as Embiid. Yeah.
Was he
Cameroon? Yeah, so you got the Cameroon narrative there with those two guys. Yeah, with those two guys. So, I mean, maybe that's something. But he's my guy on DK, 7.9. I think that's a really good price tag. If you want some value from this team, you can go back to someone like DeAndre Bembry. Still minimum price on FanDuel. On DK is 3.5 now, so 500 over the minimum. I think he's a decent value option today. Firm on FanDuel. I think DK is sort of a mid-range build today for the most part. I prefer guys like DSJ for value, and even DJ Augustine. I think he's a decent play today with Holiday out. So if you want to play Bembry, I think he's more of a FanDuel play there. And then the last guy I'll mention here is going to be Norman Powell. He's 6.5K. Really like him a lot in tournaments here. He's been playing a lot of minutes with Lowry missing. He's kind of doing everything, looking very good out there. High usage rate around 25%. So I think he's a really good tournament option tonight on FanDuel for 6.5K.
Yeah, what do you think of OG Anunoby? He had a massive monster game here last time against the Sixers, and I think it was also a Sunday game, I believe. You think he'll have a bigger role today? To me, it seems like one of those matchups where Boucher would struggle, so maybe Boucher would play a bit less. Look at the game log. I think Boucher had 1 fantasy point or something last time against Philadelphia. So I think that would bump up a guy for minutes like OG. What do you think of that?
I mean, OG's on the minutes restriction, so I don't know if I could play him. He's been playing 26 minutes in his last 3. Maybe they sort of loosen the restriction a bit in this game. Not sure if it's a national TV game. I'm gonna check now.
If they do, I'd be pretty interested in OG as well for tournaments at his price tag. I think 5.6.
Yeah, so it's not a national TV game. The national TV game tonight is going to be the Nets versus the Clippers. But yeah, I'm just kind of scared of that minutes restriction. I kind of like Baines as well. Like, if you said Boucher is going to kind of struggle against Embiid, I think Baines will get a lot of the run there. I think if he can stay out of foul trouble, maybe he can get like 28 minutes, 26 minutes. And if he does that, I think he has a solid chance to hit a ceiling of like 30, 35 fantasy points maybe.
Okay. Did you figure out if it is national TV? Sorry, I missed it.
No, it's not. The Nets and Clippers game is.
Okay. Let me load up the next game, Chris. Any chat you want to go over? I think I saw a good one for you.
Richard says, haha, 2 dumbasses. Thank you. Mike says, Ben and Shake might be back tonight. Less usage for Joe. I'm still good with him in tournaments. He's going to be the only guy I have interest in from that team, though. Like everyone else is sort of priced as if Shake and Ben are out. Like Tobias is too expensive for me. Don't really want to go to Seth or Danny Green here with those 2 guys back. So, I mean, I'm still good with Embiid in tournaments, but in cash games, probably not going to do that. And Royal King says, sup, what's up?
Yeah, let's go to the next game here. Got it loaded up here. We have Detroit Pistons against the Orlando Magic. Detroit side, we got Dennis Smith Jr. Noted as starting, so I see that one there. Blake Griffin out for them. And then projected starters, Smith Jr., Ellington, Sadiq Bey, Grant, and Plumlee, Plumdog Millionaire. Yeah, do you like anyone here on Detroit?
Yeah, so it's going to be some value that we can get here with DeLon Wright out. So Dennis Smith Jr. is 4K on DK. We expect him to start, like you said. I think that's a lock for me at that price tag. FanDuel is more of a decision, like I was talking about earlier. You have MCW around the same price range. Not sure who I prefer right now. I have the salary to get to either of them. Just not sure what I'm going to do there. Yeah, so DSJ on DraftKings is going to be the main guy for me. We also have someone like, I don't know, like some of these guards could also step up. You have Wayne Ellington for 3.4K on DK. I think that's a fine sort of last piece play. Saban Lee is someone that could be a really sneaky play today. He's minimum price on both sites. Maybe if Dennis Smith Jr. isn't playing well, it could be Saban Lee who gets the run. I think he's their rookie, so I'm sort of interested in him in tournaments. Obviously, he's going to be very low owned, so if you want to take some shots there, I'm okay with it. And then Jeremy Grant, I think he's a decent option over on FanDuel. He's 7.6K. He's been playing pretty well recently. Minutes have been very high. Actually, hasn't been playing well. Just played well in the game I rostered him against the Bulls. But yeah, his minutes have been high. Usage rate has still been high. Just hasn't really been producing. So I think he's a fine option there. Maybe look at lower ownership with people looking at his game log. But I think with DeLon Wright out, it kind of boosts Jeremy Grant's role in the offense. Maybe he becomes more of a playmaker.
Okay. What happened to Jeremy Grant? He was off to such a hot start to the season, Chris. Was he just kind of regressed there, or was he shooting really well before, or less of a role? Did anything happen?
No, just I don't know, just the flow of the season. Like he's still having big games. It's not like he can get 50 a night. Yeah, I don't think anything's happened with him.
Okay. Yeah, but he does have good upside there. We've seen it a few times throughout the season, so his price tag definitely seems pretty fair. If you want to go after that upside game there. But yeah, other side here on Orlando, nothing noted for them. Projected starters: Carter Williams, Fournier, Ennis, Clark, and Vucevic. Anyone you like there, Chris?
So it's going to be Michael Carter Williams here again. I don't really love saying that, but like I said earlier, I think when VN Jones said, "Why are we so high on him?" I don't know. Like his minutes floor is pretty safe. Like playing around 30 minutes, getting the main point guard role there, 4.5K for him on FanDuel. So I don't mind him as sort of a last piece here. I don't love it in tournaments just because I don't really see much of a ceiling, but I do think he's a fine option in FanDuel cash. On DK, I'm going to stay away. 5.5K, just way too expensive there. Not in play at all for me. This game has the lowest over/under on the slate at 211 right now, so it's not really one that we're going out of our way to target guys from. I mentioned Dennis Smith Jr. obviously because of the injury that opens up his role, and then Michael Carter Williams here on FanDuel. I think we can play him just because of his price tag. I think he's pretty safe for like 5x here in this environment.
Yeah, I mean we have him here 6x, so it's pretty good there. Pretty good value on FanDuel. But yeah, let's go into the next game. Timberwolves here against the Knicks. Minnesota side, we got Jarrett Culver out for them. Projected starters: Rubio, Beasley, Ant-Man, Catman, and Vanderbilt. Yeah, who do you like there, Chris?
Yeah, so I mean, with Minnesota here, sort of the same thing that I always say. They run a pretty deep rotation, so I'm not going to be too interested in them on most nights, unless they're in like a super good matchup against the Wizards or something. So for me, I don't know. I don't want to play Cat today. Don't want to play Beasley. Huge pace down spot against the Knicks, obviously. If you want to play Vanderbilt on DK, 3.8K. He's been starting, I think, in the past 4 games. He's been starting. So I'm okay with him, but I don't love that play. So I'm just going to say I don't like anyone here on the Wolves.
Okay, let's go over the Knicks there. Nothing noted for them. Projected starters, we have Payton, Barrett, Bullock, Randall, and Noel. So I think Mitch Robinson's still out for them, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any interest here, Chris?
Not really. Like, if you want to play Noel, I think he's a decent option over on FanDuel. 5.3K. Obviously, it's a pace-up spot here for the Timberwolves. So I don't mind him in cash games over there on FanDuel specifically. Obviously, you get more points for stocks there on FanDuel. He's 4.9 on DK, so a little cheaper, but on FanDuel, he's power forward eligible, which makes him pretty interesting. Power forward is kind of thin today, so he's going to be the main guy I have interest in. Obviously, we can also talk about Julius Randle here, 9.4 on DK, I think 8.8 on FanDuel, so that's a really good price tag in tournaments. I don't think he's going to be too high owned, especially on DK. But I do think he can hit a ceiling here going up against the Timberwolves. Obviously, they don't play much defense. So Julius Randle is a decent spend up for me. I'm not finding myself landing on him in my cash games, but I do have a lot of interest in him in tournaments.
Okay. See John Cotter here in the chat. What's up? Good to see you back from vacation. Next game we got OKC Cleveland. Let's go over OKC side first. Nothing noted for them. Projected starters, we have SGA, Theo Maledon, Lou Guentz, Dort, Bagley, and Al Horford. Do you like anyone there, Chris?
Yeah, so for the most part here, it's going to be SGA. He's 7.8K on FanDuel. DK 8.1K. I think it's a decent matchup here just for the fact that this game is probably going to stay close. So he should get his full run. So I do like SGA a lot in this spot. Outside of him, you could play Al Horford on FanDuel, I guess, in tournaments. He's 6.3K. Personally, I'm probably going to spend up there for Jokic as of now. But I do think Al Horford's a decent tournament option here against the Cavs. And then, all these other guys don't really want to touch them. They're pretty healthy. So SGA is my guy here. Like I said, he should have a secure role in terms of minutes here, just because I expect this game to stay close.
Okay. Cleveland then, excuse me. Taurean Prince out, K-Love out as well. Projected starters, Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Okoro, Chetty Osman, and Jarrett Allen. Got a comment here already from Chetty, fan favorite here at crunch time. Chris, do you like Chetty today?
No, he got priced up, so we don't really have interest in him today. But I mean, he's still a good tournament option. He still has a pretty good role here. Just the price is a little too high for me in terms of cash games. Just rather go to someone like Michael Porter Jr. for a few hundred more. Just a lot safer, I think, in the Denver game. Just has a much better environment. And then, with the rest of these guys, they're actually, some of them are in play for us. I like JaVale McGee for value on FanDuel. He's 3.6K, so 100 over the minimum. We're not expecting him to get a ton of minutes. Probably going to see like 15. But he's always been a really good point per minute guy. So, I mean, if he gets 15 minutes here, he should be able to get us like 5x value for this price tag. So I don't mind him on FanDuel. On DK, he's 3.8. I don't think we need it as much there. Obviously, you get less points for blocks and steals there. And that's kind of how JaVale McGee gets there for us. So not as much interest in him there. The guys I do have interest in more on DK are going to be Jarrett Allen. He's 7.1K on DK compared to 7.4 on FanDuel. He's been playing all the minutes that JaVale McGee doesn't play. So he played 33 last game, 29 the game before. Been producing well here in the starting role. So Jarrett Allen is going to be my guy on DK. I expect some double-double upside here. He's had a double-double in 4 of his last 5 games, so should be able to get that bonus for us on DK. And then last guy I'll mention here, actually 2 more. I'll say Sexton, but I think he's just a little too expensive for us. He's 6.9 on FanDuel, 7.3 on DK. I'd rather just pivot down to Darius Garland. He's 5.9 on FanDuel, 5.6 on DK. So definitely a better DraftKings play for Garland. But I do like him quite a bit there for this price tag. Just getting a secure amount of minutes, around 36, high usage rate around 25%, shooting around 15 times per game. So I think for this price tag, Garland is definitely in play on DK.
Okay, just load up the next game. See some comments here. John Cotter went to Aruba. Apparently says it was nice. Beaches were beautiful, almost as nice as the bikinis. Shout out to John traveling during COVID. That's awesome. Not letting that slow him down. So that's good. Good to hear that he had a nice trip over there. What do you make of that, Chris? COVID travel right now. Would you do it?
Probably not a topic we should really go over here on the show.
Is it making the hair on your arms rise?
No, I don't think it's very appropriate.
COVID topic? Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
only thing I'd say on that is hopefully, like, you don't, I don't know, hopefully the quarantine when you come back from the airport isn't too annoying. That's the one thing I'll say there. We don't have to touch that topic, Chris. Next game up, we have Denver at Atlanta. Denver's side, we got Paul Millsap out, JaMychal Green out, Whittington out, Gary Harris out, and Dozier out. So lots of guys out for them. Projected starters, Jamal Murray, Monte Morris, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., and Jokic, your MVP. Is he your favorite MVP candidate, Chris?
Oh, no, it's LeBron.
LeBron, my bad. Yeah. He was, though, at the start of the season. Yeah, who do you like here?
Yeah, so we have some value here. Again, obviously, Millsap is out. JaMychal Green is out today. He had the shoulder injury last time. So that kind of opens up more minutes for someone like Michael Porter Jr. here. Really like him on both sites. On FanDuel, I mentioned him earlier. He's 5.7K. On DK, 5.9K. Saw 32 minutes last time. Like I said, with JaMychal Green going out, kind of secured his minutes a little bit more. Playing that 4 for them. So I do like Michael Porter Jr. here in this spot on both sites. And then Jokic, of course, love him today. 10-6 on FanDuel, 10-8 on DK. Kind of landing on him more on FanDuel just because he's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to spend up for him on DK and Giannis. I was kind of saying I like a more balanced build on DK earlier. So I'm not really finding myself on him on DraftKings, but really like him on FanDuel here. I love the matchup against the Hawks. They have an implied team total of 118, which is one of the highest on the slates. This is the third highest over-under on the slate at 233. Tight spread here, Denver by 2.5. So, yeah, Jokic is my guy here. And then we have some other value pieces here. I like Will Barton on DraftKings, for 5.2K over there. Obviously Harris is out tonight, Dozier as well, so Barton should see a healthy, 33, 34 minutes here tonight. So definitely don't mind him there on DK as sort of a last piece option. FanDuel, not really finding myself landing on him. I'd rather play someone like Dante DiVincenzo for the same price going up against the Kings. That's the highest over-under game, so Dante will be my guy at shooting guard over Will Barton on FanDuel. And then we have Monte Morris as well here. He's been starting. He actually didn't start last game, but he's been playing 30 minutes, which I don't know. I don't care if they start as long as they get 30 minutes. I'm good with it. So he's 4.1K on FanDuel. Definitely don't mind that price tag. It's something I'm probably going to do in cash games to open up salary to pay up for Jokic and Giannis.
Okay. Atlanta side, Rondo out for them. Projected starters, Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, Reddish, Collins, and Capella. I think Capella had a pretty big game last time out. Yeah, pretty big game there, so that's massive. Yeah, anyone you like here, Chris, on the Hawks?
I'm not really finding myself landing on too many of these guys in cash games. I think in tournaments, some of them are interesting just because Denver is going to be pretty popular today. I think you could definitely run it back, run your Denver teams back with some Trae Young. He's obviously my favorite guy, as always, on the Hawks. He's 9.2K on FanDuel, 9.7 on DK. So really like that price tag on FanDuel. Even if you land there in cash games, I don't mind it. Like, just this price tag is too low for Trae Young, in my opinion. He has upside for 50 fantasy points every night. Pretty safe floor as well. He passes a lot. He gets a lot of assists, and obviously he can score with the best of them. So Trae Young is my guy there. On both sites, really, both formats as well. Love that play. And then outside of him, it's kind of thin here, in my opinion. Like, we can play Kevin Huerter for 5.3 on FanDuel just for the minutes, but the game log is very ugly, so probably not going to do that, honestly. Cam Reddish is someone whose game log has actually been really good. He's 4.5 on FanDuel, 4.9 on DK, so I think he's a pretty good tournament option tonight. I don't think he's going to be too high owned. And then obviously, I think you mentioned Clint Capella. He's been playing well recently, been playing around 32 minutes. So I think he's a decent option here. But like I said, I'm going to prioritize Jokic as my spend up for the most part in cash games. But if you want to pivot off of him, go down to Capella in tournaments. I have no problems with that.
Okay. Next up, second to last game here on the slate, Brooklyn Nets against the LA Clippers. Let's do Brooklyn first. Shumpert out for them. Durant out for them. Claxton and Tyler Johnson both questionable. And then projected starters, we have Harden, Irving, Bruce Brown, Harris, and Green, Jeff Green. Who do you like there, Chris?
Yeah, so I mean, this game is one of those games that's sort of going to be more interesting to watch in real life rather than kind of pick players from here. So if we're going to get guys from here, we're going to kind of take advantage of salary price tags that the sites have given us. So I think we can play guys like Harden and Irving. I prefer Harden a little bit more on FanDuel just because he's shooting guard. Shooting guard's kind of thin as well, in my opinion. So if you want to play Harden for 10-8 here against the Clippers, I guess I don't mind it. It's the second highest over-under, but obviously the Clippers are pretty tough defensively. So that's probably my main concern here. Honestly, I'm probably not too interested in Harden here. I'm going to be more interested in Kyrie, especially on DK, where he's 8.7K. I prefer him over Harden here tonight, just point per dollar wise. So he's going to be my guy on DraftKings. Outside of those two main guys, probably not anyone else here that stands out for me.
Okay. Let's go over the Clippers then. Over there, we just have Arturo out for them. Noted there. Projected starters: Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Batum, and Ibaka. Anyone here, Chris?
Yeah, so on the Clippers here, I normally don't like to target them. Like they're pretty deep. Obviously, I always kind of say I like Kawhi and Paul George, but they were on a restriction last game. Paul George only played 26 minutes. Kawhi actually played 37, but he was on a restriction. We got news before that game that there was going to be an undisclosed restriction. So it ended up being 37 for Kawhi, 26 for Paul George. But I'm just a little worried about that. Obviously, it's a really good matchup against the Nets. We love to target them. So if I had to pick between the two, I would go with Kawhi, just because he saw the higher minutes. He's 9.8K on FanDuel, 9.5 on DK. So he's going to be my main guy from the Clippers here. Really like that in tournaments. As you can see, we have him projected for super low ownership here. And Brooklyn is obviously a team that we do like to target. So maybe this could be a sneaky, I don't know, sort of sneaky spot for them. I think most people will kind of pivot to the Bucks against the Kings. They have an even higher implied team total. But yeah, I really like Kawhi here in tournaments.
Okay, let me load up the next one, see some questions here. Hasty on the Aruba vacation topic you don't want to touch, Chris. Won't get into it. Let's see. Royal King says, Cam Reddish been getting back into rhythm since the injury. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I touched on him quickly. He's definitely looked better recently. I do think he's in play on both sides. Like I said, I like him a lot in tournaments.
Okay, got a question from Tate. Says, do you like Bagley?
Yeah, I don't mind Bagley at all. We'll probably have to get news that Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes are out again. If they play, I'm probably not going to be on Bagley, but I think Bagley's in a pretty good spot here. Like, he was on a minutes restriction earlier. Yesterday, he played 35 minutes, so I assume that restriction is gone. But yeah, just keep an eye out for the Holmes and Barnes news. If they're both out, Bagley's going to be a really good play again.
Yep. And a question from Bryson saying, can you set a rule in the optimizer that gives you a certain amount of players from a game? For example, 3 from Sacramento, Milwaukee, without setting a conditional group?
No, but we do have that in the works. It's on our to-do list, just to have a slider for each team, so you can adjust how many players you get from each team.
But what about this? What would this do here?
No, that's team stacking.
Isn't that it?
No.
Wait, what do you mean? 3 players from a game? No?
I must have misunderstood the question then.
Wouldn't that be it? Right here?
I thought he wanted to limit players. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna, yeah, you can do team stacking then. You can go over it here quickly.
Yeah, so you just set up the group here, stack size 3, and then pick the game here, and then the 100% here just means, so at minimum, this means minimum 100% of all lineups will use this stack, right, Chris? Yeah. So then you just add that in. So this one here, 3-stack here, 100% from this team, 100% from that team, hit build, and you should get 3 guys total from this game in each one. Let's check that. What did you think he meant though?
You'll get 6 guys if you do this. Yeah, I thought he said limiting them,
Like not have?
like a maximum of 3 guys from each team.
Oh yeah, we'll add that slider. But sorry, you said this would be 6. Is this 6? 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, sorry, because yeah, if you wanted 6, you would have to make another card.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one's 3. I think you can also do it like this. So you can actually limit it by the position as well. So if you just want like the power forwards here, for example, you could just slide that to 0. Maybe like that. And then you'd have no centers here. Maybe you don't want a center from this game ever. And then you just do something like this. This would be the front court minus the center. Or, yeah. But yeah, you could definitely do that. Could you not limit players? I guess you can't, right? You could like say no. This would be like excluding if you put 0.
Yeah, we're working on adding that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, let's go back to this last game here. Let's see. Sacramento Kings here against Milwaukee Bucks. Sacramento side first. Barnes, Holmes, Glenn Robinson, all questionable tags for them. And then projected starters, we have Fox, Corey Joseph, Buddy Hield, Bagley, and Whiteside. Obviously, gotta wait for the news here. Is this a game you'd fade, or would you leave slots open for this game depending on news, Chris?
This game or this team?
This team, sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, with the Kings, yeah, I'm probably not going to be too high on them as of now, unless we get news that certain guys are missing. So for now, like I usually do, I'll try to take advantage of some price tags wherever I can. But with that being said, it's a pretty tough matchup against the Bucks. I do like Tyrese Halliburton a little bit on FanDuel again, 5.4K over there at shooting guard. He's been playing around 30 minutes at minimum. So I do have interest in him in my cash games, like him a lot in tournaments as well. And then the other guy here is going to be De'Aaron Fox. He's 7.8K on FanDuel, on DK 7.7. I have some interest in him again. Obviously, he's going to be a better play if someone like Harrison Barnes gets ruled out. But yeah, like as of now, I don't really want to touch these other guys. I don't want to speculate too much. If I had to guess, I would probably say Barnes and Holmes do play tonight. So I don't know. Obviously, if Holmes is out again, Whiteside will become a lock again over on DK for 4.9K. But it's just kind of hard to speculate on that as of now. Maybe we'll get it in 15 minutes when we get the NBA injury report. So yeah, but for now, I'm not too interested.
Okay. Let's go over Milwaukee then. Drew Holiday, Jalen Adams out for them. Sam Merrill is questionable there. Projected starters, Augustine DiVincenzo, your boy DiVincenzo, Chris, Middleton, Giannis, and Lopez. Who do you like there?
Yeah, so the Bucks are going to be my favorite team tonight. I always say I love targeting the Kings. They have an implied team total of 125, so super high, one of the highest I've seen all season. Yeah, so I mean, all these guys are going to be great plays. Giannis is going to be a lock for me, especially on DK where he's 11K flat. On FanDuel, he's 11.3, so a little more expensive, but I currently have him in my build. Just so much safety with him in this matchup. Such a high total. He has a great ceiling here as well. So I love Giannis today, both sides, both formats. I think he's had like 70 fantasy points in 4 of his last 5 games. So just been crushing completely. Outside of him, I think we can go back to Middleton as well. He's 7.2K on FanDuel. So I mean, in this matchup, normally I don't like playing Middleton that much, but I mean, I can't really pass up on this price tag with this implied team total that they have. Just way too high. He's going to be a lock for me on FanDuel at 7.2. DraftKings 7.8, so I don't think we need it as much over there. But yeah, like I said, FanDuel is where I have my interest in him. And then we have some value guys here, guys like Dante DiVincenzo. He's 5.2 on FanDuel, 5.1 on DK. So I think he's a decent option here as well. He's kind of the third option on this team. For some reason, whenever I play him, it seems like he gets into foul trouble. But I mean, don't want to pass up on this spot here. I do have interest in him on FanDuel. He's not a lock or anything, but he's just kind of landing in my build. It's sort of a last piece at 5.2K. And then we have some more value guys over on DK, guys like Brook Lopez, 4.3K over there. Obviously, you get the 3-point bonus on DraftKings, so that helps Brook Lopez. Most of his points come from the 3-point line nowadays, so I have some interest in him over on DK. DJ Augustine as well, 3.8K. He got the start last time out, played 32.5 minutes, so I think he's in a good spot here, especially if he's starting again. He's probably going to be a lock for me on DK in terms of a value play. Just because Drew Holiday is out. So a really good spot here for all these guys. If you're landing on any of them, I have no problems with them. This is going to be my favorite team to target players from today.
Okay. Seeing a few questions here. Let's just go over Bryson here because he had a few questions about the optimizer first. Says he's been using Roto but looking for a new product. Definitely try us out. There's a trial here, so you can just check everything out yourself firsthand. Question says, do you guys have a late swap optimizer? Say if heel gets ruled out. Yeah, we do. I guess if you've used a late swap tool before, you know how to do it, but you just go to our late swap tab here at the bottom, drag or click and upload your FanDuel or DraftKings CSV, and then you just click rebuild once it's up there. That's pretty much it. It does actually keep your settings. So we actually recently updated that. So if you have any like player groups or stacking or uniques or any settings here configured, the late swap does try to keep them. So that's pretty cool. We just added that. Before it just used to swap for the most optimal, so it would break your settings, but now it doesn't. So that's pretty cool. What other questions are there here? Vian Jones, I like Pat Bev tonight, but can't click on him. I think he's a good DraftKings tournament play, Chris. 30 points, fantasy points there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, really good matchup against the Nets. I think he's actually shooting like 40% from 3 this year, so that's pretty crazy. I for some reason, I kind of feel like they give him more minutes in these national TV games, these games that kind of mean more to them. So, I definitely don't mind Patrick Beverley today.
Yep. Let's see. What else we got? Reddish for the win from Dinda. Retracted message from Hasty. Some nice messages from Hasty. Vian Jones, Chris says, yeah, Chris, Fox definitely better tonight than last night, regardless of who sits.
I mean, the matchup was better last night. He played 39 minutes. He still got 5x on DK, so it wasn't like he was a bad player or anything.
Yeah.
5x is pretty much what we ask for in cash games. I don't know if he's a better play tonight. It's a tougher matchup here, obviously. Okay.
Vian Jones here says, a good late night snack is this late night stack. Is he the guy? Is Vian Jones the one who gave us that poem there on Twitter?
I mean, it could have been. We don't know who that was. This game is definitely the late night hammer. I always like to say it. If you're winning going into this game, don't expect your winnings to hold. This is probably going to be a very popular game in terms of the Milwaukee side here.
Yeah. Not a good feeling if you are winning and then you have to sweat this game out. FanDuel needs to get 20 max contests from John Cotter. They have the new 25-cent one that used to be the fadeaway. That used to be 150, now it's 20 entry max. Yeah. So they have that.
They definitely need some more 20 entry max stuff for sure.
They have the 333, I think, or the 222. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I can't play it, so I mean, I think they need something better. They have some 3 entry max stuff, like $75 3 entry max, $150 3 entry max. But I think they need something like $15 20 entry max, like DK has. So I mean, if I'm playing tournaments, I always prefer DK.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to. Yeah, I agree with you. The tournament stuff selection here is kind of not the best. I mean, it's not too hard to switch it up for them, I don't think. But I mean, that change they did from the 150 fadeaway to 20 is kind of interesting. I mean, that it kind of makes sense, but I think they should add more, and then it would be better. Like, add more options there for different levels of players. Not everyone's a mid to high stakes guy like you, Chris. Not everyone is a low to low stakes guy like me. Actually, I don't know. Am I low to low, Chris? Low to mid? I'm low to mid.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, most of their money comes from probably lower stakes guys. So I mean, they probably have to cater to those guys.
Yeah. What else we got here? He says, great new feature with a late swap. Yep. Vian Jones says that wasn't him on Twitter. Adam Foster says, shout out One's Banter and Dame for saving me in cash games yesterday. My Grizzlies players were burning me. Shout out to Cantor.
Yeah.
Cantor and Dame.
Cantor and Dame, yeah. They definitely played very well.
Yeah. He says, Vian Jones, a wordsmith. But yeah, let's go into the 3 thrones, 3 pillars, 3 favorite plays, Chris, your favorite ones. 3 categories we do: overall play, value play, and then tournament play. Start on FanDuel here. Overall play of the day, Chris, safest guy here tonight. Is it going to be Giannis?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Giannis here. Both sites, really good matchup. Highest implied team total. No Drew Holiday, so I love Giannis here in this spot.
Okay, and then value play, the one that's going to help you pay up for the studs like Giannis here. Best one to save up. Who is it?
We don't have like any super low.
We got
low
Kyle Lowry
salary
out
guys
today, confirmed.
Yeah, so he was doubtful, so that was expected. Yeah, so like I said, we don't have any like crazy low priced guys that are giving us a ton of value. So I'll kind of stick in the mid range here. I'll go with Michael Porter Jr. for 5.7K.
Okay, and then the tournament play of the day, the one that will be in the lineup that ships it today, might not be that low-owned guy, but the one that will definitely be in there, 100% guaranteed by Chris. Who is it?
Yeah, so it's definitely not 100% guaranteed, but I really like Karl Anthony Towns here. I didn't go over him much, but we get this game against the Knicks. I expect him to have no ownership here. He's 9.3K. Obviously, we know what Towns can do. Sort of a homecoming game here. I think he's from the New York area, so I do like Towns here as my tournament option.
I'm gonna throw in Embiid. Give him my vote for that. I like Embiid tonight against the Raptors. So that's my guy. But yeah, let's do the same thing here on DK. Overall play of the day, safest guy ever. Can't go wrong with this play. Lock him in. Who is it?
It's going to be Giannis here as well. He's even cheaper. Just too good of a spot to pass up on.
Okay. Vian Jones, his value play is Augustine. What do you like? What do you think of that one?
Yeah, so Vian Jones is a DK guy. DK has a ton of we have a ton more options there for value. On FanDuel, like I said, it's a little harder today in terms of value, but we have a bunch of guys here on DK, guys like Dennis Smith Jr., DJ Augustine, Brooke Lopez even. If I had to pick one, I'll go with Dennis Smith Jr. here for 4K. I think I'd rather pay up 200 from Augustine to go up to Dennis Smith Jr. Currently, I have both of them in my lineup, but if I had to pick one, I would go with Dennis Smith Jr. here.
Okay, and then tournament play of the day here, one that would be not 100%, but like 99% chances of being in the lineup that ships it. Not the low-owned guy, but it's just going to be in there for sure. Who is it?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the low-owned guy here, so I'll go with Kawhi Leonard, 9.5K here. A little cheaper than on FanDuel. Great matchup against the Nets. Just don't think too many people will be on him here in this spot. There's other guys ahead of him, guys like Giannis, Jokic. So I think you can get really good ownership on Kawhi Leonard tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Embiid here again. So Embiid on both sides for me against the Raptors. I like it. Yeah, I'm with Hasty here. I didn't mention it, but this is also a factor here. It says Embiid won't easily forget crying his way down that tunnel after Kawhi killed them. I like Kawhi's take and beat on a tear. So yeah. Um, I mean, do you actually think he'll be 7% here on both sides?
Embiid, well, he's pretty expensive. He's 10-9 there, 11K on FanDuel. Like in terms of game environment, Jokic is just in a better one. It's hard to play Giannis if you play Embiid. So yeah, I think he's going to be probably around 10%.
Okay. VN Jones says, what? Chris giving us a narrative play with Towns from New York.
Yeah, I mean, I like the narrative sometimes. I like the hometown games.
You rank that as your favorite one, I think, right?
No, I like the first blood revenge games the most, and then the hometown games
Yeah.
and the birthday games. I like all of them.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over core plays then. FanDuel first. First up, sort by value. Then I know who you're picking. Is it Michael Carter Williams, Chris?
No, I don't want to add him into my core. I just don't feel comfortable with that play. So I'll go with Michael Porter Jr. here. Love him tonight in this spot. And then we can spend up for a few guys here in terms of core. Let's lock in Chris Middleton for 7-2. Really like that price tag on FanDuel. I think I mentioned that I do have him as a lock before. And then we can also lock in Jokic here. I think he's my priority at center tonight in cash games. So yeah, it's going to be those three guys.
Oh, just three. Okay. Let's hit build. Let's see if I have any of these settings from before. Nope. Got the Magic starters, Chris, if you want them.
Yeah, is it Carter Williams, Fournier, Bacon? What is it?
No, Carter Williams, Fournier, Ennis, Aminu, and Vooch.
Yeah, so pretty much as expected.
Yep. Yeah, which ones do you want to go over here? Got some Fred, got some Harden, got some SGA.
We can go over the first and the third. Just a little bit of a different construction. One gets Giannis, one gets Harden. Yeah, so at point guard, we have 4.5K, Michael Carter Williams. I know VN Jones doesn't love that play, but I think it's fine there. In terms of cash games, I think he was like 70% owned last time they played the Warriors. He was the same price. Obviously, this matchup isn't as good as the Warriors, but he's still going to be pretty chalky, in my opinion, in FanDuel cash games. So I like that. Monte Morris as well. Yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite play tonight, but I think in terms of value, he gives us some on FanDuel for 4.1K. Like I said, we don't really have like these standout cheap value plays on FanDuel. So someone like Monte Morris as sort of a last piece guy is fine with me. Same sort of situation as MCW there. Then we have Middleton. I locked him in. Porter locked him in. Jokic locked him in. McGee 3-6 here. Like I keep saying, we don't have any standout cheap value plays on FanDuel, so McGee here is sort of a last piece. Works for me. Even if he gets me like 18 for 3.6K, I'm good with that. 5X. So yeah, and then we have the 3v3 SGA, Dante DiVincenzo, Giannis versus Harden, Van Vliet, and Noel. Yeah, this one's pretty close. I mean, in cash games, I like the first side more. I'm gonna play Giannis most likely here on FanDuel, on both sites actually. So I do prefer the first side here just because it gives me Giannis as the spend up. SGA, I mentioned him a little bit. He's like, I expect the game to stay close against the Cavs, so definitely don't mind 7-8 for SGA, and then Dante as well. Great game environment. So we're getting two pieces from the highest implied team total of 125 from the Bucks on the first side. So I'm going to go with the first side in cash, and then I do like the second side a lot in tournaments, though.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much what you said. I personally would probably prefer to play Giannis over Harden as well. Yeah. I do like Fred, though, over there. But let's do DraftKings, Chris. First core play here. Dennis Smith Jr., Porter.
Yeah, we can lock in both of those guys. Dennis Smith Jr. for 4K, too cheap. Michael Porter Jr., 5.9, I believe, on DraftKings. So really good price tag there as well. We can lock in Giannis. He's 11K here. He's my priority spend up. Prefer him over Jokic here. They're similar price. And then, yeah, I think we can hit build with those three.
Okay, let's see what we get. Vian Jones says Cat from Edison, New Jersey. Per Chris, play him.
Yeah, very close to New York City.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Which one do you like here, Chris? Got some Kai, got some Pascal, got some Vanderbilt.
Let's go over the first two here.
Nice. Good to see a Raptor in each of them, actually. Each build on both sites.
Yeah, so we have Dennis Smith Jr. here, locked him in. Will Barton, he's actually just in the first one. So we have Porter Jr. as well. We locked him in. Jarrett Allen, 7.1K. Didn't lock him in, but I do like this price tag for him. Should get a double-double here. Like I said, when I went over the team, he's had one in his last, I think, 4 of his last 5 games. So that helps on DK. Giannis as well, locked him. Brook Lopez, mentioned him. He's pretty good value here on DK. And then we have this 3v3, Kyrie, Barton, DJ Augustine versus Campazzo, Siakam, Garland. I feel a lot better about the first side here. Don't really want to play Campazzo. I'm good with Barton here. Obviously, Harris is out. PJ Dozier is out. So Barton should see 34 minutes tonight in a matchup against the Hawks. So I like that. We get Kyrie in the first side as well. Not a great matchup there, but I do like this price tag for him, 8.7K. And then DJ Augustine, I think that was VN Jones's value play. We get him as well here. So he should start again tonight. They moved Bryn Forbes back to the bench. So, yeah, I mean, I like the first side more. Just feel safer with these guys. Don't have to play Campazzo.
Yep. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know if we're close to 30. I think Hasty says 5 more likes. Then we'll do a spin wheel. Spin wheel for a giveaway here for the optimizer that we've been using. So you guys all know that. But should we wait a bit, Chris? Should we stall, or should we just be strict with it?
No, I mean, I don't think we're just going to magically get 5 likes out of nowhere. So, I mean, I think we're good here.
Okay. Let me just double check the count here. 26. You might be right. Won't magically happen. Thuggin asking about Augustine ownership, Chris.
Yeah, so we have him right here in the build. It says, it went away.
18.
It's got to be a DK question. He's way more in play on DK.
Oh, 22?
Yeah.
Yep. Off topic question from KJ for you, Chris. Is Carey Price starting today?
Let me check here.
Okay. While we do that, guys, if you guys enjoyed the content here today, like the format, found it helpful, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all as well. Every single day we do this show, weekends, holidays, weekdays, sick days, flu days, any day we'll do it. No power day as well. Power outages, we'll still do it. Floods, doesn't matter. Hurricanes, we'll be here. I think we got to the 30 magically, Chris, so you were wrong about that. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Come back here again. Let's see, got 31, so I guess we'll do the spin wheel. So if you're in here and you want to partake in this giveaway, you just have to type anything in the chat here, just so we have your name, so we know who to enter in the draw. So just type anything here, put a 90-second count down, and then once that's up, whatever names are here, we'll do it. So we'll be strict with the countdown. So it's 90 seconds. If you miss it, the cutoff, there's next time. But yeah.
Should we click the YouTube video? It kind of looks more fun than this Google timer.
Well, now we can't. Next time I'll load it up.
Yeah, and then just to answer KJ's question, it's Dell starting, so I'll update the starting lineups there for NHL.
Maybe we should use this site, 90.secondtimer.com.
No.
Okay. But yeah, while we wait for this countdown, guys, just another reminder, make sure you're subscribed. Solid content here. So this show's always free. Chris here knows his DFS. undisclosed stake player here. Can't say what kind of stake he is, if he's mid, if he's low, if he's high. We'll never know unless you go back to the VODs. Then you'll know every like 5 minutes. But yeah, he knows his stuff. So it's a good place to get your questions asked, get your slate overview out of the way. So yeah, that's super solid stuff. 10 seconds here. Let's see what we get. Seeing some new faces here. Gerson, some Marcus here, Antfer here. Yeah, let's get it done. 15 people, so that's pretty nice. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Spin wheel time. Gotta get Hasty out of here, he said. Wait, there's 13 entries? I thought there was 15. I think I missed someone. 1 sec. Hasty out. There we go. Okay, spin. Ooh.
Royal King.
Has he won?
Not sure.
Not sure. Royal King, do you have an account or no?
He said me.
Yeah. Wait, before that was his entry? Me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one today. Yeah, congrats. I mean, he's been here before, so you know how to make an account. Just go to our site, dfscrunch.com, click join, register through email, password there, and then when you get to the payment page, don't pay. You don't have to pay. All you do is just tell us the email you used to sign up. So you can either type in your email here in the YouTube chat, or if you want to be a bit more private, you can DM us at dfscrunch, send us a message there, and then we'll upgrade your account, refresh the page after we upgrade it, and then you have access there. So super straightforward. You also get access to our Discord, so be sure to join that as well. The link for that is in the Twitter pinned tweet here. I think it's in the description as well. Gerson says it's rigged. It's not as rigged as the NBA lottery draft pick selection. That thing is rigged. Go watch some YouTube videos on the NBA ping pong ball system they have. Definitely rigged. Like 100% rigged. So that's rigged. This isn't rigged. Yeah, he's gonna send it through Twitter, Chris. Hasty agrees with me on that one. So yeah. Yeah, anything else, Chris, for the slate here that the people need to know about leading up to the lock and after lock? Just some major things to keep an eye on.
No, I think it's just mostly the Kings news that we're waiting on. KJ says he disagrees with your take. I probably disagree with it as well. Sounds like something you and Hasty were kind of talking about.
I mean, if you think about it, like, it's not that hard to rig that system. Like, it's
I don't know. I'm a believer. I'm not a pessimist here. I don't know.
I mean, personally, I'd rather have a system that is like, you don't have to like trust it not being rigged. Like, you know, like a nice little lottery system that's like safe and sound. You can't tamper with it. But right now we have one that's like easily you can tamper with it. So lots of things aren't hard to rig. Yeah. Hasty says they don't even show the balls coming out anymore. They just walk out and say, "Trust us." So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's rigged, but there's definitely room for it to be rigged.
Exactly. So why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? If it can be, why wouldn't it be? But yeah. So yeah, we got your news there, what to watch out for. I think that's it for today, guys. So yeah, last reminder, subscribe. We'll be here again every day, 2.5 hours before main slate. So do that. Same format here every day. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Just another reminder, helps people find our content, our channels. So that helps us out a lot. Do appreciate that. And then if you want to try out our optimizer here, if you liked it first time you saw it here, every single new member gets a free 3-day trial. So you won't get charged until after the 3rd day, so 72 hours, and you can cancel anytime before then or keep it. So you won't be charged at all if you cancel it before then. So definitely check it out. It's absolutely no risk at all. You get access to everything during that trial as a regular paid member. So you get our Discord as well. Every single sport, every single slate that we have, FanDuel, DraftKings. So yeah, do that as well. And then Twitter as well at DFS Crunch. Be sure to give us a follow there. Discord link is the pinned tweet there. So if you want to join our channel there, you can do that as well. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Charlie Cole says, yo, has the giveaway been done? It's been done. Yeah, it's been done. But yeah, guys, I'll be in the Discord now, updating core plays. If anything comes out, answering questions with the members there, helping them out, like we always do. But yeah, appreciate you guys all coming in here in the chat. Appreciate it a lot, actually. So yeah, thanks for doing that. And yeah, good luck tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow.